In this video, we are now going to experiment with a different kind of color scheme. Now, our Huntsman character is a lot more serious than our other characters, so we are going to use maybe more somber colors on him, nothing too bright. I think overall most of the color on him is going to be very dark and desaturated. For his color scheme, let's go ahead and try the split complementary color scheme. We'll use the color purple, the color red, and yellow-green. And like I had explained in the previous video, split complementary is basically picking two colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel, except, one of the colors, you're not going to pick that color, you're going to pick two of them next to it. And remember that when you select this, only one of the colors will be dominant. The rest are all going to just be secondary and accent colors. So since I said our Huntsman is quite a serious character, I am going to pick purple as the dominant color. And in this case, the lime green or yellow green is going to be more of a secondary color, and the red I'm just going to use as accents. Now, as I did with the dwarf character, just make sure to create your layer or your folder as overlay, and then let's go ahead and start painting in. The first thing I want to do is select a dark purple to start kind of adding a shade, a tone to his beard. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adding in his skin tone as well. I'm going to give him a more pinkish hue rather than an orangish hue like I gave for my Snow White and Dwarf. I'm going to make him more pinkish because I have red as one of my colors. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint his shirt a lime green. I'm keeping all the colors dull again. We don't want to give him something that's too vibrant. It kind of would go against his character, I think. And now I'm going to go ahead and select the purple and let's fill up his coat. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in a deep red for his shoes. I think I want the sword on his belt to be that yellow green or lime green color, very, very light tint. I'm adding this so that I have a little contrast and so that that shape, that big purple shape, isn't so overwhelming. And I'm going to add that same kind of darkish red hue that Snow White has on her outfit. I'm going to just add that to his gloves as well. And now I'm going to paint his collar a nice darker purple. I think it was a little too gray right now. We want to fill up all those gray spaces. Now I'm also going to erase out the outline of the character that I had. And now I'm going to clean up the outline over here, as well as the gloves, and make it a little more sharper. And now I also want to go ahead and just clean up that entire belt area. Let's get rid of this gray. So I'm going to zoom out right now and take a look at my Huntsman. I really want to make sure that the colors are working. I'm going to lighten it up a bit over here. I also think that his coat looks too much like the dwarf right now, so I think I'm also going to go in there and darken it a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just fill up his entire coat. I'm also kind of making it look a little bit like a highlight, so it looks like he has some more dimension. And now with a darker desaturated purple, I'm just gonna add a bit of a shade right here. This kind of pushes back that color and pulls my coat forward, so it looks like, that is behind what he's wearing. I'm just going to go ahead and select a purple to add to the collar area. I think I just want to lighten this up a little more. Since I've given some dimension to the coat, let's give some to the collar as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring a little color to his face. I want to add a warmer pinkish red so that there's a little more warmth. I did this for the dwarf as well as for Snow White, and I'm going to do this for my Huntsman now. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some of that red underneath his eyes. This really just makes our character look even more serious now. Now I'm just going to go ahead and sharpen out his hairline. Now let's also go ahead and fill out his pupils. I'm just going to use the same color as his hair and beard for this. And let's just clean up this area right here. I'm Don't want to have all that black in there. So I think that his beard is a little too dark right now, and I really like the way I have Snow White's hair, so I'm going to color pick that purple and add it to his beard. Now, just like my Snow White character also has those lines going through her hair that indicates the direction her hair is flowing in, plus it's a really cool, like, stylized effect, I'm going to add that to his beard as well. Oh, whoops, yes, I had hidden that layer, was wondering where it went. There, that's better. Now let's go ahead and clean up his boots. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add some lighting to his belt. His axe is looking a little too gray right now, so let's fix that area a bit. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up around here as well. Now I think that my Huntsman looks way too purple and way too happy. It doesn't really work with his character, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is, on a new layer with the saturation filter on, I've just selected a black color and I'm going ahead and painting over wherever his coat is. And what that's going to do is just going to, as you can tell, lower the saturation of that. What we're doing is, by adding in the black, I'm kind of bringing down the shade of that purple so that he just looks a little more weathered down. And this area looks far too clean right here. I like how Snow White's skirt is a little more messier when, you know, it kind of gradiates from light to dark. So I want to do that same thing to the Huntsman. You know, I think I'm still not happy with my Huntsman coat. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is on a new layer, I will add in a darker color over the coat again, because I think that he needs to be a lot darker. And you know, that's okay. This is what the whole process of playing with your color schemes with. You know, you kind of play within the boundaries that your scheme allows you. So that way I don't end up going all over the place. And you know, just by adding in that dark black over there, I'm able to lower down that tone just a little bit. And I can always play with the opacity of my layer if I think it's too dark. Now I really like how much darker my coat is, and I can go ahead and add in some of those silver buttons that I had kind of drawn in earlier but didn't go well because the coat was too light. And these buttons kind of, you know, you can decide what kind of style you want your coat to look like. It's just something that I had found when I was doing my research on what like a semi-gothic type coat would look like. So there'd be a lot of buttons around there, and you know, it also looks very vintage, which is the look we're going to go for with our Huntsman. Now with an angled brush with the red color selected, like a deeper red, I'm going to go in and just add a border to his coat. Like I said, I'm just using the red as accents for this color scheme. Now I've just separated the spacing between my brush, and I'm just gonna draw it across his buttons. And you know, it's a really cool accent. It's just a nice little bit of design that makes my character's outfit look more interesting. And you know, now I'm just gonna quickly clean up a few areas over here. But you know, we're pretty much done with our Huntsman. I'm quite happy with him. So we used the split complementary color scheme for our character. And I just want to clean up these edges here really quickly before I wrap up. And in the next and final video, we will pick another color scheme to paint my queen character with.